what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Jim Jones. Now, Jim Jones seemed to have had some real bad service at the Gucci store. It was so bad that he took to social media to vent. But I don't think that he got the effect that he thought he would get from going on social media to blast a high-end store, man, or a luxury boutique like Gucci, man. First off, this place is so high-end that most people can't even afford what's in there, even though people still go to spend their money in there regardless, right? Now, I'm going to start off this video by already putting a disclaimer out there for me. I don't shop at Gucci, none of that. I don't have money like that. I couldn't rub two pennies together if I tried. But I understand that in the hip-hop world and in the hip-hop community, luxury high-end goods and clothing put you on a pedestal and make people, envy you. And a lot of people want to get to that level in hip hop. And it seems like the way that Jim Jones carries on in this video, he's been at that level for a while. You can tell he's used to certain luxuries and comforts and being treated and pampered a certain way. But it came off a little bit like bratty, man, in this video. But before we get to the clip, man, and break it down for what I see it for, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And, man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about this Jim Jones and Gucci controversy. Now, this thing was trending all morning, and everybody was chiming in on what they believe took place and how they feel about Jim Jones claiming that Gucci was giving him bad service and bad treatment. Now, there is nothing like going out to a restaurant or whatever and not getting good service, But when it comes to these luxury high-end boutiques and stores like this, it's going to be tough for people to feel sorry for you because you have the money to be in there in the first place. I know one thing doesn't equate to the other. Just because you can afford something doesn't mean you deserve to be treated any sort of way, and especially doesn't mean you deserve to be treated less than anyone else who's there spending their money. And there's been, it seems like there's been a thing in hip hop where rappers have been treated poorly in these luxury places because, before now they didn't used to frequent them as much. It used to be rare to see a black entertainer or a rapper or an artist from the urban community in these spots. But recently, within the last 10, 12, maybe even 20 years, you see cats in these places a lot. You see people in Gucci a lot. You see rappers in, all these high-end stores, Louis Vuitton and all that a lot, man. And they spend a lot of money in there. And not even just rappers. You see regular people, man, going to the Gucci store to buy the latest release and get designer goods and stuff like that, even when they can't afford them. And I think that's in some part detrimental to the hip hop community and the urban community. That's why I don't partake. And plus, I don't got it like that. I don't have it like that. If I had it like that, maybe, but I don't have it like that. So no, it's not even a consideration of mine. I'm one of those plain sweatsuit wearing type of dudes. You feel me? Now, I want to talk about this story from hiphopwired.com where it says this. It says, shocker, Jim Jones claims Gucci store staff ignored him for an hour in VIP. Now, this is how high-end Gucci is. They've got a VIP up in the store. That's wild, man. I've never been to a Gucci store because I didn't even know that there's like sections of the Gucci store, like there's a club or something. They got a VIP where you can book a booth and basically go in there and do your trying on and I guess all that stuff and buy whatever goods, man. Like I said, this is so out of my realm, man. But it seemed like whatever Jim Jones was paying for, he wasn't getting it because he dropped this video right here.
We've been in Gucci for about an hour, right? And we in Gucci in the VIP.
We've been in Gucci for like 2 hours.
Right? Since we came in here, having nobody came and showed us no courtesy, no amenities, no nothing. Period. Not even a drink of water. Asked to speak to the manager. Send me a black guy out here that start telling me some. So they got the black guy racial profiling on black people. Asked to speak to a manager bigger than him. Everybody disappeared. Ain't nobody come out yet. I still ain't getting no sparkling water. I still ain't getting no champagne. I still ain't getting.
Now I had to stop it right there. And that part right there is a part of the video that a lot of people had issues with because Jim Jones sounds so entitled, man. He was like, I still didn't get any sparkling water. I still didn't get any champagne. When regular people, we just trying to pay the bills, man. We trying to keep the lights on. So it's hard for you to sympathize with Jim Jones in this situation because it's like, okay, you didn't get your sparkling water, you didn't get your champagne, but man, in all reality, man, there's bigger fights to fight than that, man. Yes, this luxury store, they might be treating you ill, you know, and I wouldn't put it past them. I'm not saying Jim Jones is a liar. There's been plenty of complaints about different car companies that are luxury brands, different, you know, luxury brands as far as clothing that have just, you know, acted like people were, you know, not coming in there to spend their money, you know, really gave them some foul treatment. And, you know, I'm all against that. But, man, what had people tripping is the fact that how hard he harped on that point about not getting the champagne and not getting it just sounds like he's been so pampered for such a long while that he's so accustomed to getting that type of treatment that anytime it would happen or it didn't happen, he would lash out. But that might not be the case. But let's play the rest of the video.
Nothing. I didn't have a salesperson inside of my VIP suite the whole time I was there. I had to keep screaming for VIP people to help me out. Now everybody don't know where the real manager is. You heard? I'm tired of this. We spending all this money as entertainers inside these stores. They hire these black people, and these black people are more racist than white people when they get their job. Inside of Gucci. All of a sudden, you stop playing with us, bro. Still haven't seen a manager yet. Still haven't seen a manager yet. Since I'm talking to you right now, a manager still hasn't popped out of Gucci. And the bill is like $29,000, but we didn't pay that yet. You heard? Why would we? They still haven't sent a manager or bottle of sparkling water or anything that says that we appreciate your service for being in here in Gucci and spending that bag.
The big one.
The big one. They sent this guy. Yeah, nah. What is he possibly going to do? You heard? What is he going to do? Is what I want to know. Still haven't seen a manager. Is there a manager that works here or everybody's just a worker?
Okay, they were tough on Jim Jones on social media, right? And at the end, that last part, I could feel him. I could say, okay, when you're asking for the manager because you have a situation, and you know, everybody's been through this. They played a manager game, like they don't know where the manager is and stuff like that. And you might have a legitimate complaint, man. I can feel him on that part. But the other part of the video where he's like kind of just running down the list of things that he expects for his $30,000, I have to give him the benefit of the doubt on that too. Because if I go to any store and I'm paying $30,000 just to go to the store and get a VIP booth, I guess I would expect some good type of treatment, man. It's some special treatment, or what else am I spending that money on? Now, I don't know what that entails. I don't know if you have to buy so much clothes with that. I don't know what goes into all that. But this sounds like a very, very expensive lifestyle to live. And I know Jim Jones has been living like this for a long time. I'm talking about since the early 2000s they've been on. Dipset, him, Cameron, they've been getting money since back then. You know what I mean? So it's wild when you look at that compared to how normal people live their life and what their complaints are. And I think that's why a lot of people are going hard on Jim Jones about the situation. Not the fact that they can't be empathetic or sympathetic about the fact that he might be getting treated poorly. It's just the circumstances don't equate to how other people feel like they get mistreated. Now with that, what do you guys think? Do you think because Jim Jones is spending the big bag, he has a right to complain and take it to social media? Or do you feel like, man, since, you know, it's such a rich people problem, it seems like, that, you know, it's a little off-putting to hear that when people got real problems out here paying their bills and stuff like that. Now, with that, this has been your boy, Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this out content. And we out of here. Peace.